The world's most famous lion, Scarface, the most famous lion in the world, had a fierce encounter with a larger lion in his childhood. Even after being shot through the stomach, he survived. Along with his three musketeer brothers, he was considered the descendant of the legendary Notch Lion coalition of Masai Mara. Just like them, he too became the undisputed king of Masai Mara. A lion cub is born, and yes, this is the hero of today's story, Scarface. However, Scarface was not alone. He had three brothers, Hunter, Sikio, and Morani. At this stage, they could barely walk, but as they grew older, their childhood was safe and secure. These four brothers would spend their days leaping through the tall grasses of Mara and troubling the elders. Their family had a vast territory in Masai Mara, ensuring they always had plenty of prey. From a young age, Sikio, the eldest, naturally led the group, and Scarface, along with his brothers, happily followed him. By 2011, they were over 3 years old and had grown into massive lions. They had no threats from other lions or animals. Having seen this dominance since childhood, it felt normal to them. But what was about to happen next would change everything for Scarface and his brothers. This marked the beginning of a new chapter in their lives. For any male lion, this phase is the most challenging. They have neither a home nor food. Scarface and his brothers were in a similar situation. They stayed on the outskirts of Masai Mara, avoiding encounters with other lions. Initially, they survived on leftover food from other predators, but over time, they learned to hunt smaller animals. They fought many battles against rival lions, losing most of them, but they never gave up. Over time, they realized that if they wanted to rise, their unity was crucial, and they strengthened their bond. By 2012, many people saw them for the first time as they had entered Masai Mara's famous Marsh Pride territory with a clear purpose. This area was once ruled by Romeo and Claude, two experienced lions. The musketeers attacked them, but the fight was not as easy as they had thought. Romeo and Claude had the advantage of experience. Scarface, leading the charge, struggled due to his lack of experience. He received several deep wounds, and for a moment, it seemed like the musketeers might lose. But then, Sikio made a surprising move. He abandoned the fight with Romeo and launched a powerful attack on the larger lions. His three brothers soon joined him, surrounding Claude and delivering deadly blows. Claude did not survive, and Romeo, seeing the situation, fled. Romeo and Claude had taken the Marsh Pride from the Notch Lion coalition, whom Scarface's father was believed to be a part of. Now, by defeating them, Scarface restored the Notch lineage's rule, a remarkable coincidence. Among the four musketeers, Morani was the most aggressive. Hunter was the master hunter leading their hunts, and although Hunter led the hunts, Sikio held the highest rank in the group. Scarface, on the other hand, was wise and strategic. Their rule made raising cubs easier, and the pride flourished in happiness. But in 2013, something happened that changed Scarface's life forever. One day, while patrolling the border with his brothers, Scarface spotted a herd of domestic cattle. Instinctively, he prepared to hunt one of them. Seeing this, the local people panicked and shot him. The bullet passed through his stomach, and everyone thought Scarface was going to die. But then, the wildlife doctors did something incredible. They treated his wounds, and he recovered completely. However, this incident instilled a deep fear in Scarface and his brothers, so much so that they abandoned their vast territory in the Marsh Pride. Shortly after their departure, the Marsh Pride also had to leave their ancestral land due to the increasing human presence. The four brothers moved deeper into the reserve and eventually settled in the Paradise Plains, a place they liked because it was close to the Mara River. They spent their days resting near the river and hunted large animals like buffalo and hippos at night. Scarface had a unique trait. He was never afraid of crocodiles. He was often seen crossing the Mara River multiple times a day, and even massive crocodiles hesitated to come near him. Over time, the musketeers established their reign over a vast 100-square-kilometer area. They ruled over more than 11 prides, including the famous Marsh, Recaro, Lookout, and Paradise prides. Despite his dominance, Scarface eventually grew old. By October 2019, his teeth had broken, his nose had turned darker than coal, and his leg injury worsened. Wildlife experts predicted that he didn't have much time left. Then a mysterious disease spread worldwide, the COVID-19 pandemic. The world came to a halt, and lockdowns were imposed everywhere, including Masai Mara, making it difficult to track Scarface. In early 2020, the Musketeers spent most of their time with the Recoro and Paradise Prides. But in October of that year, Sikio suffered severe injuries in a battle against rival lions. After enduring 3 months of unbearable pain, he died in January 2021. The once mighty coalition was now weakened. A few months later, Scarface was seen again. By this time, he had become extremely weak and spent most of his time with lion cubs and lionesses. In June 2021, he was last seen lying near a hippo carcass. Nearby, 3 younger male lions were feeding on the hippo, but they did not harm their old king, Scarface. That night, under the vast African sky, the legend of Masai Mara took his final breath. However, lions like Scarface never truly die. They live on forever in our hearts through their stories and legends.